Good morning, carnivores and carnivore curious. My name is Cassandra. Welcome to my Apex Odyssey. It is Saturday, which means grocery day. I spent a lot of money at Winn-Dixie today. Not all of it was groceries, but a lot of it was. My son, before I left, my son asked me if I would buy him some snacks, and I did. He's a grown man, and he helped me out a lot last week with, taking care of my dog while I was in the hospital. And, in any way, I don't mind buying him snacks and, groceries and other things that he needs. It's my baby. But I also bought a lot of groceries. My body has been so hungry since I got back from the hospital and craving so much fat. I mean, I have never done this before, but I've been like just craving butter and all kind of stuff. I mean, yesterday when I was cooking, I've gotten a little bottle of MCT oil by the stove, and while I was waiting for my meal to get finished cooking, I just took a swig out of the bottle. It's wild, but I think it's good for me. My body's really wanting it, so I'm going to give it to it. And then I bought something else that we'll go over whenever we finish going over this list of groceries. Let's see, snacks. First thing I got was a smoked sausage stick. That's just one of those Tillamook, probably 0 carb. I ate that already as soon as I got home. Snacks. Land O'Lakes butter. I got the expensive butter this time. I've been kind of going back and forth. Like last week I bought the cheap butter and it was probably $4.99. And this week I'm like, well, I need to get the good butter. So I paid $7.69 for it. I got 18 eggs, and I ended up picking up Eggland's Best eggs because they're a little bit cheaper than the regular ones. I think it must be that whatever's going on, the various problems that are causing eggs to be high right now, that standard farms are just having a little bit rougher time than cage-free farms or pasture-raised farms. I had been getting the pasture-raised because I know those are the best that I can get locally, but they didn't have an 18-pack. And 12 packs would have cost me $14. I got a lot of meat that was reduced for quick sale. So they were chuck steak for $6.83. Oh, and they did not have ground beef chubs. There just weren't any there. They were gone. I usually had been getting a 3-pound ground beef chub for $10.96, but those were gone. They only had packaged ground beef, different varieties. They had ground sirloin and, different fat to meat ratios. But the cheapest was like $5 a pound. And I'm thinking, if I'm going to be paying almost $6 a pound for ground beef, I may as well get steak, which is what I've really been wanting. So I just went and got most of their reduced for quick sale steaks. So a chuck steak for $6.93, top sirloin steak, and it was huge. I mean, it was like this big. I'm going to have to cut it in half just to be able to get it in a pan. That was $8.70. Some strip steak for $11.92. Chuck steak for $8.97. Ribeye strip. Also got a small pack of pork chops for $6.69. I used to like a pork chop every once in a while, and I don't eat too much pork here lately. So I'm like, it's $4.29 a pound is what that was, which is so much cheaper than beef. So if I can throw one in there every once in a while and it doesn't disagree with me, why not save a couple of dollars a pound? Another ribeye steak, USDA choice beef, 0.98 pounds. I don't even know what that was. That must have been the flanking ribs, because I definitely got a pack of flanking ribs for $7.34. And then they had pork belly, which this is the first time I've ever seen it there. So I picked up one. I don't see what the price per pound is on here, but it was $20.70 for all of that. So my grocery total, let me get back over here and pick up my computer. Let's see what my grocery total was $132.79. $132.79. So my whole grocery spending for the month of February, if I get over to my pivot table, is $390.84. That's on the high end of what I want to have budgeted, which is $400. And I want so bad to keep it under that, but I mean, groceries are just high, and I want to eat what I want to eat. I can't. I mean, every once in a while, maybe once a month or so, I can have a week where I eat mostly ground beef, but I can't do that all the time. I mean, I could in an emergency, but I wouldn't like it at all. So I have a 5-pound chub of ground beef left over in the freezer. I will cook that and have that in addition to steak. So I'll just have to eat steak every day, or a pork chop. And let that be it. So another thing that I bought that was not very cheap, but cost my whole grocery bill was $172.93. I mean, that was my whole Winn-Dixie bill. Not all of that was groceries, and not all of it was for me. But this is another thing I got, and I actually had a viewer talk about arch support. How, I mean, I complain about my feet hurting all the time, and the person said something about how you can't walk around barefooted because, you know, it's bad for your feet, especially when you're heavy. I'm still really heavy. I still weigh in the neighborhood of 300 pounds, probably a little less. But my feet, man, I'm asking a lot of them. And I have really high arches, always have. So I know whenever I'm walking, my foot's all like, you know, stretching the arch part. And the person who commented and mentioned that tearing the tendons, and I'm like, yeah, I probably need some good arch support. Now I'm wearing pretty good sneakers right now. Let me take one off and bring it up here. Skechers, I think. I don't care about brands and stuff. I got these Skechers, and these are men's shoes because I have a really, really wide ball of my foot. And if I have worn shoes, even wide women's shoes are not wide enough. They, I mean, my toe will start to get numb and all that kind of nonsense. See if I can see. These are men's size 8.5, which calculates to about a size 10 wide in women's, but these are wide enough. It didn't say they were wide. I don't know. So yes, I take my shoes off and on without untying them. For a long time, I couldn't tie my shoes. I mean, I could not get my foot up and couldn't, bend down to tie them. I needed help to tie my shoes. So I just tied them in such a way as they did not need to be tied and untied. I can now, but I mean, this is so convenient. Why would I? I need Velcro shoes like in the old days. I need some of those new slip-on shoes, but I have not found any that I thought were going to be wide enough. The specialty shoes definitely don't come in my size. All right, so let me try it. Let me see if I can get my foot back in here. Because the shoes are, the reason I like Skechers is because they are light. They have pretty good cushioning and some arch support, but not enough for my extremely high arches. I can actually get my foot on my knee now so that I could tie and untie my shoes. There. Okay, that's in there. All right, now just sitting here, I feel some firmness under my arch. And the shoe, the other foot, the left foot that doesn't have this in there yet, there's actually some space. I can feel it. So if I can feel space between, the arch and the bottom of my foot, then I know that I'm not getting support. And when I stand, there's still being that stretching motion. So let me put this one in here. And these were $15.99. By the way, these arches, these shoe inserts. Speaking of good shoes that I like, again, I don't normally study the name brands of too much, but I got some Rockport sandals that are so comfortable, and I can't wait for it to be warm enough for me to just wear them all the time again. Okay, that feels really good. I should have done this years ago. I think I'll try this and see if it makes my walking a little more comfortable. I hope you have a beautiful day and a great weekend and an awesome week coming up. And I will definitely see you in the next one.